it on there? Yep. Perfect. It's not doing anything.
Because they're waiting. What do you do?
Hold on, baby. Hold on. Nope. There we go. Hey everybody, welcome to our live stream. I see that there were some people actually watching this. That's crazy. Thank you for joining us. There was an embargo on the family that we would not actually watch the show until we could, because it aired originally last night at 9 o'clock, and for some reason, this little one right here, we're usually in bed by then. Can you say hi?
Hi.
So we waited until today, and thank you so much for joining. It's really humbling and embarrassing. So thank you for being part of our family and all that. So for those of you that don't know, this is my daughter, Elliot, and this is my wife, Ginger.
Hi.
And what we're going to do here is we're actually going to watch the episode. Feel free to join in the chat. We'll try to answer questions as we do this. But we're going to watch it along with you. And I'm going to pause it a couple times. There's a part of the show where they actually guess at the prices for the houses. So we'll have you throw some guesses in the chat here and just kind of play some fun games to go along with it. Yes. Hey. And just try to have some fun with it. So bear with me 1 second. This is my first time ever streaming. Of course, I would do it for something like this, but we'll get started here. Can somebody in the chat just drop me a quick line, make sure you can all hear me, everything's going okay with audio and all that stuff? Yeah, we'll give it a shot and get started with the show right now.
Support for If You Lived Here comes from
the UN Foundation, committed to bridging cultural differences within the greater Washington, D.C. community.
And now, If You Lived Here, a WETA original series.
Hi, I'm John Begany.
And I'm Christine Louise. We're producers at WETA and pretty much
Molly's mom with the
inseparable.
really
So
orange
true. And we
hair.
love living in the
It
DMV.
does look like
But
it,
finding a
doesn't it?
place to live here can be challenging, and it can also be exciting, Tina.
So join us as we tour 3 homes
Yeah.
at 3 price points
And try to guess the listing price
Wow.
of each home without going over.
and find out what it would be like
If you lived here. Good morning, Peter.
Hello.
Hey there, how you doing? Welcome to Columbia, Maryland.
Well, I am so excited to be here because John grew up in nearby Ellicott City and is very, very familiar with Columbia. But I am not so familiar.
We'll give you a crash course today.
Thank you.
I will tell you that Columbia is consistently rated one of the top 10 small cities in America. I have a young daughter, and we love the playgrounds everywhere. There's the lakes and Meriwether Post Pavilion. If you want to see a concert outside, it's an amazing venue.
Well, we moved here in the 70s, and I can tell by just looking around, nothing has really changed much.
Yeah, so the entire city of Columbia was founded in 1967. The lakefront, the walking trails, those were all planned out decades ago to be part of one gigantic, sustained community.
So tell us a little bit about the housing options in this area.
Columbia is amazing in that when it was designed originally, it was meant for everyone from moderate income all the way up to luxury properties. And today we're going to see 3 different examples of each level of housing available.
Well, I cannot wait to get the day started and learn more.
Let's do it.
Lead the way.
Ooh.
Okay, so real quick, before they jump into doing each individual property. So a little background, that scene that you just saw actually took about 2 hours to film and probably about 30 different takes. They have you stand in all these different areas and they reshoot, and then they have to have you stand at different spots and do all this stuff with lighting, and it's brutal. So everything you see, they pretend that everything happened all in the same day, but it's actually filmed over the course of 3 different days. So basically the premise of the show is they pick a neighborhood. This time they did Columbia, and they will show us 3 individual houses. The host will tour the houses, and then at the end of it, they'll ask me some basic questions, and then they will guess at how much the price of the house is. So let's get started with the first house.
Here we are at our first house for today. We are actually in the village of Long Reach, and this is one of the older villages in Columbia.
Okay, I'm just going to say, It screams 70s.
Well, this screams classic Columbia.
Yep.
My family moved here around 1975, and this is what it looked like.
This neighborhood has a lot of additional trim and features on the houses, barnwood, that kind of sets this neighborhood apart from other neighborhoods.
It's so good to be back, and I'm so excited to see inside this house.
Go on in, take a look, and I will meet you on the patio when you're finished so we can talk about the pricing.
Sounds
Okay.
great. Let's do it.
I wonder how much of the original features are still in the home.
Outside looks
I
original.
know. All right, let's take this step down.
Sounds good.
And I mean a step down in a good way.
That's right, into a newly refreshed 70s living room.
When you walk in, you do not feel 70s at all.
Not at all. You know, that fireplace looks Californian.
It's very modern looking.
Yeah.
And look at the deep windowsills.
Yeah, like there's a lot.
We're not in the 70s anymore.
No. Well, let's go check out the rest of
Okay.
the house. Oh, we have a half
Oh,
bath.
half bath.
Top to bottom, new tile. I love this vanity. I think it kind of goes with the new refreshed vibe of the living room. And I love this drawer. Lots of storage space.
Okay, that is nice to have.
Yeah, look sure. All right, Tina. Hey, a big kitchen.
It's a huge kitchen that's unexpected.
Yeah, I think it's actually kind of 2 rooms, don't you think?
Mhm.
So on your half, we've got the kitchen.
Right.
And on this half, it's more like the breakfast room. I love that butcher block. And that's a lot of storage space, fresh look.
Right. And they have new countertops accented by this pretty backsplash that leads to this pass-through. So 70s. And you know what you'd be passing through? A tuna casserole with peas.
But do you need a dining room in this place?
That dining space there is larger than the dining room.
Why not just put a nice farm table in here and then you could
Farm
re-envision this
table?
space.
Yeah, I mean, you could bump out this wall and just make an extension of the living room.
Yeah, that would be dynamite. So many
many
options.
options.
I'm down with that. And I also want to check out downstairs.
Oh, let's
Come on.
go.
Okay. All right. Bonus room.
Right. This is a really great space. I mean, it's a little industrial looking right now, but when you put the couches, you put the TV, ping pong table,
Bang bong.
70s,
Classic.
or home office.
Could be.
Okay, let's check out this space. Wow.
Hey, this is unexpected.
Talk about storage. Washer dryer.
Brand new. Big plus for this home.
Okay,
Come on,
upstairs,
up we go.
upper level. All right, you check out this bedroom, I'll check out this one.
Okay, well, I've got a nice sized bedroom, nice window, good light.
I've got a nice closet, window, a nice size room, perfect for the kids.
Looks familiar. Pretty much like bookends.
All right, the full bath. I like the tile here that they used in the kitchen.
Yeah, a few updates.
Mhm.
That's a good look.
It does. Okay, primary suite.
Hey, this is a good size.
A nice reading area, and look at the light that's coming through.
And in the back, we have a nice walk-in closet with built-ins, must have.
Nice. Okay. Oh, and a redone bathroom with walk-in shower and one of the best shower heads I think I've seen.
This was a great starter place.
Definitely.
All right, but now it's time to guess the price, which is going to be very difficult.
Well, let's see. You go first. I like when that happens.
I bet you do.
Hey.
Okay, so before we go into this, if everybody wants to guess, go ahead and throw some numbers in the chat real quick. How much did you think that this house was sold for? I'll give you about 20 seconds while you do that.
20, 21, 22, 23,
Go, go.
24, 25, 26, 27,
Nobody's got a guess?
28, 29,
All right.
30.
443.
Okay, that's a good guess. Good guess. Anybody else? All right, I think Jessica was
31.
pretty close because she's had recent experience buying in Columbia in a townhome. But let's go ahead and
4,
Okay, Peter.
All right, well, welcome back. What did you think of the house?
37.
Well, I have to say my favorite spot was the kitchen.
Okay.
Just that space and what you could do with it. I loved everything about it.
She did. You know, so many options. And inside, it's still a little bit of the 70s. You still can feel it.
Sure.
But the updates were great.
So do you have any questions about the house?
Yes. Is there a homeowners association?
There are actually two. The Columbia Parks and Recreations Association, responsible for taking care of the walking trails, the tennis courts, and then you also have a secondary homeowners association for this particular neighborhood. It's roughly $100 a month together.
That's great.
That is nice.
Wow.
So this is a 3-bedroom townhouse with 2.5 bathrooms, 2,400 square feet, and it was built in 1977 with a lot of updates in the last couple of years.
Well, I think it's a really great place to start in Columbia. And you said built in 77?
77.
I remember it well. I'm going to give you a guess of 377.
377,000 for you?
You said 377?
377,
You know what?
1977.
It's clever. I'm going to go 380,000.
Oh, $3,000 away.
One of you would win the prize of guessing exactly the right number.
Oh, that's me. That's me.
It is $380,000 right on the money.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Do you believe that?
No, I don't.
You have 2 more chances to redeem yourself, so let's go take a look at the next one.
Sounds great.
Okay, so they were actually talking about what the house, when we showed this house, it was actually listed and it was still on the market. And it had just been listed. And this was obviously a few months ago when the market was still crazy. So it actually sold at 421. So Jessica, you were actually pretty damn close. Yeah. All right, so let's head on to the next one then.
Well, that was a lousy loss.
Columbia is the result of James Rouse, a visionary American developer. He grew up on the Eastern Shore and spent much of his life trying to recreate that community. He had 3 goals for Columbia. The first was to respect the land, and that meant not building in the most sensitive areas, and then tying all those green spaces that were preserved into the community. The second goal was to create a place for the growth of people, to have all the aspects of life within walking distance. And then the third goal was to create an actual city. So not just a bedroom community, but a place with jobs and shopping, etc. The very basic unit of Columbia is a neighborhood, and a neighborhood more or less supports an elementary school. And then the neighborhoods cluster together to form a village, and the village is large enough to support a middle school and high school and a grocery store. And then all the villages together, of which there are 10, support Columbia, the whole town. But Rouse wanted townhomes and rental apartments, even high-rises in the suburbs, so that everyone with every economic background and every living style could find a place in Columbia. The big grandiose plan has a lot of smaller idiosyncrasies. So one is gang mailboxes. He wanted to set the mailboxes up in a cluster so that you would have to go and interact with your neighbors as you were getting your mail. Another thing that was important to Rouse was racial integration, which was very pioneering for its time. He wanted Columbia to be a completely open community. And in fact, today, the percentage of different backgrounds, different ethnicities, different races in Columbia reflects America at large, which is very rare.
My name is Shirley Harden, and I've lived in Columbia for 49 years. I had just been divorced, and I wanted a fresh start. We'd seen advertisements in the paper. They talked about the different ways you could live here in Columbia, apartments and townhouses. I hadn't seen anything like that. We had a good school, we had a diverse community, even something as simple as going to church. The Interfaith Center was an amazing new concept for us. And here we had one building where all the faiths were worshiping.
Thank you so much for the gift of today.
I believe that Jim Rouse's dreams are true in so many ways. And I think that some of them are fading. What's neat is the young people are trying to make them come alive again. And one of those people happens to be my daughter.
I think Rouse's vision was founded in community. And I realized that women of color entrepreneurs had no resources to support their businesses, no resources to support their business education. The third is a nonprofit that is based here in Howard County. We serve women of color entrepreneurs. And then what we're sitting in right now is the third space, which is our community co-working and cafe space. So the idea is that this is a very women of color focused and centric space that's open to everyone, inviting the community in to maybe be in a space where they've never been in before, where they're not centered, but welcome. I think James Rouse's vision is something that can be communicated past an interface center, past a mailbox. It's really a feeling of being at home and feeling like you belong somewhere.
Peter, these paths are great.
Yeah, they're amazing. And all of the villages have these interconnected paths that take you from the lakes to the houses to the playgrounds throughout Columbia.
Now, are they all nicely paved like this?
Yeah, for the most part, they're very well maintained, and the Columbia Parks and Recreations Association takes care of those. That's why you pay that fee.
Wow.
Yeah, and actually, the next house we're going to see is right next to this path.
Oh,
Great.
okay.
Let's check it out.
So I got a serious workout that day. That little walk that you just saw, we did that probably 50 times. Just having to say the same dialogue over and over again. It's so weird to shoot a show like this because you're saying the same thing just over and over. But we walked that thing quite a bit.
Ah, the big reveal. Isn't this cool?
Welcome to house number 2.
I feel a little beachy.
You have a little like Outer Banks vibe, and I dig how these homes are situated.
It's a unique feature of this community, having nature as integrated as possible so you can take advantage of the green space around each individual street.
This is what I think of like old Columbia.
Yeah, and this village specifically has a lot of what we call cedar shake siding or cedar siding here. So this is very common in the area.
Are you ready to check it out?
I'm excited about this one.
Great, go inside, enjoy, and I will meet you at the end for the pricing game.
Super duper.
Okay. All righty. All right.
Oh, hey, look at this cute little house. From here, we can see the living room and the dining room.
We can. And well, that's the beauty of an open concept.
And a pass-through. Let's take a closer look.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a great space.
I'm seeing some renovations.
Yeah.
New flooring.
I love the flooring,
Okay.
love the color.
But one of the original features of this home would have been this fireplace. And you know what I really like is that they brought it up to date by just a simple whitewash, which is just watering down white paint and just brushing it on.
Just like that.
And rubbing it off. Yeah, it's really nice. It just brings a whole modern look.
And you have dual sliders, so one in the living room portion, and you have another set over in the dining room.
It brings the outdoors in.
Yeah.
And that's what you want in an area like this.
Yeah. And look, you have a half vaulted ceiling here.
Yeah.
So it opens it up a little bit of visual interest. Okay. Well, kitchen is up next.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. A renovated kitchen.
Yeah. And we see some of the renovations from the other room, like these beautiful floors carrying through.
Right. And the granite countertops.
Yeah, I like this. You know, this is a room portion.
I just want to rewind real quick so you can see this weird thing that they had on the refrigerator.
Set over in the dining room.
It brings the outdoors in.
Yeah.
And that's what you want in an area like this.
Yeah. And look, you have a half vaulted ceiling here.
Yeah.
So it opens it up a little bit of visual interest. Okay. Well, kitchen is up next.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. A renovated kitchen.
Yeah. And we see some of the renovations.
So if you look at the refrigerator, there's actually keys that they had that locked the refrigerator. There was a lot of debate about why the sellers had that. None of it was good, but it was interesting to see.
From the other room, like these beautiful floors carrying through.
Right. And the granite countertops.
Yeah, I like this. You know, this isn't a very large kitchen, but it's just right. And I think because we have so much floor space.
I agree 100%. And look at these are peel and stick tile.
And the great thing is, if you don't like them down the road, you just take them off and put some new up.
Yep.
I like it. We have a little breakfast nook here.
Cute. Very cute.
And it overlooks the back deck. Woods galore here. And look above, we have another half vault, just like the dining room. Very nice. Opens up this little space. Hey, and this opens up to another living area.
Well, I call this the comfy, cozy space.
Sure feels that way.
It does. And look at that's actually a two-sided fireplace.
Oh, even better.
I know. And it's a great entertaining space because all you have to do is make your loop.
Great for all occasions.
Perfect. You're right.
So let's see what we have here. All right. Looks like we have a little den. And you know, this could be a great kids' playroom as well.
It could.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great idea.
Up we go.
All right. Oh, lots of choices.
Okay, full bath.
If there's anything original in this home, I think it's that tub.
Yes. Your eye is just drawn to that.
They've really incorporated the design of the bathroom into it with the new flooring and the whole overall look of the bathroom. But that fabulous blue tub is the star in this bathroom. So.
Sure is. Okay, bedroom number 1.
All right, the first thing I noticed is that the window is almost the entire length of the wall.
I love it. I love all the light, but I also love this paint color, bringing that outdoors in, right? That beautiful green. Nice bedroom.
Okay.
Second bedroom.
Second bedroom, a little bigger. And actually, 2 kids could easily share this room.
Sure, sure. Nice room for kids.
Yep.
And primary suite.
Oh, it's lovely. Feels calming.
Really nice.
Right.
Okay, we've got a couple closets here for storage.
And of course, we have a full bath, nicely renovated, updated. It is a little small, but it looks great.
Yeah. All right, well, you know what's next?
The basement.
Let's go.
Okay.
My family had a ping pong table circa 1978 in our house, and we played all the time.
Well, this does not look like a ping pong table from the 70s, that's for sure.
It is super fancy. Okay, I challenge you to a game later. But look, there's more to this floor. Let's check this out.
But you'll play fair, won't you?
Sure. Look at this surprise.
Wow. There are so many great elements in this bedroom. You've got the egress.
And let's in natural light.
Closet.
Another closet. Check it out, Tina. It's a full bath.
Wow, and it's, shiny and new. I like the big walk-in shower.
Nice. All right, let's check out the other rooms.
And another bonus room.
Nicely finished.
I would use this as a home office.
Good study room for the kids.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, let's blow off a little steam with a little
All
ping
right.
pong.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay, I gotta think about it.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
Back and forth. Oh, good.
Oh, John Beggany.
Okay, that was fun, but we have another game to play.
We do.
Guess the
All right.
price. Let's go. Hey, hey.
Hey, well, welcome back. What did you think of the house?
There was a ping pong table. Hello.
You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we get any further in this one, does anybody want to put a guess in the chat on how much this one sold for? This one also was just listed, so the price that we talk about is probably going to be different than what the actual sales price was. While we're waiting for that.
Exactly. And the minute you walked in, you were right in the formal living room that flowed into the dining room and to that kitchen.
With another dining space, open up these big sliders to this deck. It's an awesome house.
Yeah, it's a great space for entertaining. You can have lots of people over and everybody can sit around the fireplace in different places.
So just like the last house, is there HOA?
There is. It's part of the Columbia Parks and Recreations Association, just like the last one was. However, this one only belongs to that association, so you don't have the secondary association.
Okay.
And you're looking at about $1,200 a year. So this is a 4-bedroom house with 3.5 bathrooms, about 2,400 square feet, built in 1978.
I'm going to say $675.
Okay, $675.
I'm going to play the game smart. I'm going to give you a guess of $550.
$550. Okay,
Ooh.
the list price is actually $600 even.
All right. Wow.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Nice job.
So now you each have a win, and we.
Okay, so this one actually ended up selling for $652. So pretty close again.
We have one final house to check out. We're going to see something more modern than the first two that we've seen today.
Wow,
Great.
so we're stepping out of the 70s.
James Rouse was the visionary behind Meriwether Post Pavilion, and he decided to build a cultural venue to attract people here. The pavilion was actually designed by a world-renowned architect named Frank Gehrig, and the iconic roof structure is something which is very evident in his designs. Also, the trees that surround the pavilion are really second to none. The very first concert was July 1967, and it was the National Symphony Orchestra with Van Cliburn as the guest conductor. Vice President Hubert Humphrey took the podium and greeted everyone, and it poured down rain, but it still didn't deter from a very robust attendance and evening. We've seen so many iconic performances here over the years. The only time that Led Zeppelin and The Who played together was here at Merriweather in 1969. There was this up-and-coming fledgling band named Led Zeppelin who opened up for The Who that night. And they just kind of went a little bit overboard in terms of how long they were allowed to play. And The Who cut the power on them. And I don't think Led Zeppelin and The Who ever played together again. We make sure that every artist is totally taken care of, as long as it's legal, of course. And when Ozzy Osbourne came here, he had specified that he wanted homemade chicken noodle soup. And I'm like, okay, chicken noodle soup. How are we going to do this one? So I called my mother-in-law, who was a great cook, and she made chicken noodle soup for Ozzy, and he totally loved it. I will never forget.
My name is Ian Kennedy, and I'm the Executive Director of the Merriweather Arts and Culture Center. I graduated here at Merriweather Post Pavilion. I got to sing Lean on Me by Bill Withers as a 17-year-old. That was maybe the highlight of my musical career. About 20 years ago, the Rouse Company had designs to redevelop the gravel parking lots that Merriweather had used. And they thought the only way to redevelop those lots was to close this venue down. A buddy of mine and I, we knew that Merriweather's best days were ahead. We organized a grassroots campaign called Save Merriweather, and after 2 years, the Rouse Company relented. They agreed with us. The Merriweather Arts and Culture Center has been working with the Howard County Public School System for as long as we've been around, and we've always had this vision that we could bring some of our best student musicians to this big stage to collaborate with the big artists who come here every summer. And Guster were the ones who said, you know what? That sounds like fun. We're game.
The Howard County Youth Orchestra!
We have 110 student musicians on stage, all between the ages of 14 and 17, from all 12 Howard County high schools. We have strings, woodwinds, brass, percussion. This, for us, represents really the culmination of our mission and vision, open to unique and special collaborations. It's more than a concert. It really is a celebration of music and community and all the things that I love about Merriweather and I love about Columbia.
So, welcome to house number 3.
We're no longer in the 70s.
Yes, this is more of a traditional kind of colonial house as opposed to the contemporary houses we saw previously.
And you've got this lovely view here.
Yeah, for sure. Right across the pathway here, that land is owned by Columbia, so you still have a natural buffer that will never be built on.
Oh, that's great. So you can sit on your porch, enjoy the view.
And I really like the stone facade because it does really incorporate the feel of being in nature.
Yeah, for sure.
So any special features we should look for?
Well, literally everything in here is brand new.
Don't touch anything.
I'm going to touch everything.
Don't touch anything.
Why don't you go inside, check it out, and I'll see what you think when we do the pricing game.
Okay, sounds
Number
good.
3, here we go.
Right. This door is so pretty. Oh, okay. John, step in and just take it in. Do you know what that is?
Smell it.
New house smell.
New house smell.
I wish I could bottle it for my 1940s condo. Okay.
Nice foyer. I love the darker finish, on the banister and the stairs. Looks good. And speaking of looks good.
Oh, a formal living room.
Yep.
And I really like these French doors.
I've always been a fan.
And look at the chair rail. That's a substantial chair rail.
Wow, what an impact. Good start.
Definitely.
All right, down this beautiful hallway. And we have
a half bath.
Brand spanking new. Very nice. Oh, but an even prettier kitchen.
Oh, shiny and new.
Oh, I love how everything is just neutral and white.
And there's obviously plenty of cabinet space.
Oh, yeah.
And all these shiny new appliances. Oh, and you know what? There's no backsplash.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, do you like it?
Whoever buys this house can choose their own tile.
That's true.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love it.
But this is really a great family space. You can have at least 4 people sitting here.
Yep, there's your orange, there's your orange, there's your orange.
See how easy that is?
Bon appetito. Okay, and into our modern day great room. I love this big bank of windows on the side, all that natural light. This is a very inviting room. Come on, let's check it out. Best seat in the house right here.
Oh.
So after you entertain your friends and maybe a little fire.
Well, you know, what's great is that's a gas fireplace. Flip a switch and you've got a great fire.
That's right. And nice molding, very simple and clean. Love it. But there are other great spaces we have to check out.
Right.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Let's head on upstairs. All right.
Oh, look what's back here. We love this. The little laundry room.
You ready for a brand new washer?
With a utility sink.
Right,
Tina.
and to have it on the second floor.
It's the best. So convenient.
And first bedroom.
Ah, this is a nice size.
You could easily fit a queen size bed.
Yeah.
Perfect for a kid's room.
And I can see resting my head here.
Oh, that's a lovely way to put that. Let's go around the corner.
Okay, another bedroom.
The second bedroom.
Aha.
And again, we've got some natural light coming in.
Yeah, that's a great size. Okay, Tina. Hallway bathroom.
A nice double vanity. Okay, especially since there's, you know, multiple bedrooms. It's a must-have.
Must-have.
And nice shower, bathtub.
Very nice. On to bedroom number 3.
All right. I would say this is the smallest of the 3.
I'd call it the coziest.
Oh, but you could still put in like a queen bed and still have room for a dresser.
Yeah, it's great. All right. And here we have arrived at the primary suite.
Wow.
Nice windows to the outside with nice sills.
I get a cottage feel looking out these particular windows.
Cottage feel, sure.
Yeah, and you could have a whole other living area right here.
Oh, there's so many possibilities. If you have a new home, a primary suite should look just like this.
Right. Okay, and it should have an ensuite.
Ensuite.
Double vanity.
Same type of cabinets that were in the kitchen and the other bathroom.
Exactly. And, you know, this tile,
Yep.
it just keeps everything in a smaller space, light and bright.
That's this house.
Right. What I like about this shower is the size and that you have room for a shower bench. It's a great feature to have.
Well, guess what? Time to guess the price.
And you know what? You go first.
I
this
do.
time. That really helped me on the first house.
Okay, well, hope it helps you this time. Let's find Peter. While you're in my
Okay, last time, let's throw some prices in there. Elliot just let me know that that bed was her Gigi's bed. So they must have stolen Gigi's bed to put in this house for the TV show. So let me back it up just a little bit.
Well, guess what? Time to guess the price.
And you know what? You go first.
I
this
do.
time. That really helped me on the first house.
Okay, well, hope it helps you this time. Let's find Peter. While you're in my favorite room in the house, the kitchen.
Yeah, it's amazing, right? What did you think of the house?
Well, when you walk in, you see that great formal living room, and then you walk into this whole space.
Yeah, and it's because it's modern construction, it's a wide open feel, so it's great for entertaining. You could be in here working in the kitchen while your guests are gathering, and you can all see each other and have a good time.
I love the finishes. I love these floors. And like you were saying, it's new, so what's not to love?
Yeah.
Really, come on.
Nothing to do, you just move right in. So this is a 4-bedroom house with 2.5 bathrooms, about 3,600 total square feet if we include the basement, and obviously it's brand new.
I'm going to give you a guess of 725.
Okay, 725,000. And for you?
Okay, so I am going to come in a little higher. Okay, I am going to come in at least 750,000.
Okay, the actual price is 815,000.
Wow!
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're both a little bit low on this one.
I was low.
I went so high on the last one.
You dialed it back a little bit.
I did, but in the end, I win.
Okay, well, Columbia was a blast. It was so nice to be back. And those 3 properties were really fun.
Well, it looks like we still have some time together. So if you want, we can head over to Merriweather and see what's playing tonight.
Oh my gosh, that's nostalgia at its best. Let's do it.
Let's go check it out.
Yeah, are you going to get us front row seat?
I'll do what I can.
Nice.
If you lived here, you would know that Columbia is the 2nd largest city in Maryland.
If you lived here, you would know that every lake is amazing, the paths are incredible, and if you have a dog, you're going to be in heaven. If you lived here, you would know that we have this wonderful lake area, great for hanging out with friends and family.
There's also restaurants, a place to play games, and there's a great amount of activities for young kids and families to do.
All right, so that's a wrap. Real quick, the guy John, the male host of the show, oh, my camera went off, of course. Give me 1 second. Was one of the nicest people that I've ever met in my life. He was super kind and helped me so much because this clearly is not my wheelhouse, and he definitely put me at ease and helped quite a bit. So I really enjoyed my time with him, especially in between filming and stuff. We got a chance to talk over on the side and things like that. But he passed away, I want to say a month or 2 months after we filmed. Unexpectedly, he had cancer, late diagnosis. So that was kind of a bummer. It's kind of bittersweet to go back and watch the episode now and kind of think about the time that I got to spend with him and all that. So the funny thing about him is, like I said, he was one of the nicest people I've ever met. But the first day we filmed at that first house, he was super competitive. And when his co-host guessed the price correctly, he was pissed. It was basically the first time I'd ever spent any time with him. So it was really interesting to see him and like see that part of his personality. And it really wasn't him as I got to know him a little bit better, but it was kind of interesting. So, so again, thanks everybody so much for joining. I hope you all enjoyed it. It was surreal for me to watch that. Like I said, this is not my wheelhouse or something that I typically would do. So I just want to thank everybody for joining us and have a great night.
Dad.
Yeah, you want to say goodbye?
Goodbye. Dad.
Yes, babe.
I have something